Here throwing this DarkStar evolved swim bait, and what we're doing is we're kind of working this thing like a jerk bait. We're throwing it on a 4/0 Gamakatsu screw lock hook. It's weightless. We're just kind of swimming it, working like a jerk bait, and these fish really slowly take it. There's one right there. They just hit it once and they'll just kind of pull on it. It's kind of like a jig bite or like a Carolina rig bite, almost, the fact that they just hold on to it and start slowly moving away. And these little swim baits are like a perfect size for the most part. They're about a 4-inch, 3.5-inch size, and they've got that little slot there for your hooks to be put in. But throwing this on like a 7-foot rod. These baits aren't too heavy, so you can throw them on like a 7-foot. Probably get away with a 6'11". I prefer like a faster mod fast taper. These swim baits, they're pretty neat little lure. I mean, you can work them, like I said, like a jerk bait. You can slow roll them like a swim bait, and either way you'll catch fish. And what I'm kind of doing is testing out how this thing works out in calmer water. You know, I know these swim baits would kill in faster moving water where there's a lot of wind hitting the shoreline. We're fishing on a glass calm lake right now, and I want to see how this thing works if I move it really slowly, especially when the fall starts coming in. I just slow down your presentation just a little bit, kind of get those fish to come at you. And I'm also whipping that bait all the way out there. I'm getting most of my bites on that weed edge, completely weedless. This bait goes right through the grass. I'll get an example of what this thing looks like in the water later, but it's a neat little bait as far as the action goes when it's weedless. And the cool thing about this too is I really don't like throwing my swim baits on a weighted hook, just for the fact that it's almost too heavy, plus the weight of the actual swim bait itself. So when I can get away with throwing it on just a regular weightless hook and it has a good sink rate, I'm going to throw it on a weightless rig. I'm going to work it in and out of the grass and above the grass, and just kind of burn it wherever I go. But this is how the rigging looks like. Got this 4/0 hook right there, and then I'm rigging it sideways now just to see how the hookup ratio is on that. And I'm just Texas rigging it, weightless rigging it. And this thing has a cool little swim in it. Dark Swimmer. It's not a hog. I'm going to spare you the grass. There's no hog, but it just goes to show how these little swimmers will work in the calmest of days too. There we go. Look at that swimmer right there, the DarkStar. These little baits are from Evolve. They're these swim baits, basically designed to fish on spinner baits, swim jigs. And what I'm doing is I'm showing people today how you can fish these things on a straight up hook. This isn't even a weighted hook. I'm working this thing like a jerk bait, slow rolling it like a swim bait or something like that. And these fish are demolishing it. It's no hog, but it just goes to show that these swim baits will work when they're just put on a bare hook like that. That little mouth is able to eat that swim bait. Nice little fish. I better get back in the water. Ball DarkStar. Switch spots, a little bit of a shallow area. There's a bunch of bluegill on the shoreline, a lot of bait fish. So I'm going to throw this DarkStar along the shore and kind of bring it in, kind of wake it in. With that big paddle tail, I'm just going to wake it in and then let it drop and start to get deeper and start working my way back. Just try a little bit more different presentation. Fishing deep earlier, wouldn't have a whole lot of luck with that, so I'll try that now. There's one. She whacked it. To come out of the weeds and hit it. The water level's pretty high right now. You've got some grass from the shore that's submerged. These fish are coming up and hit clobber. It's actually not a bad bass for these waters. Oh, yeah. That's awesome. Look how she choked that DarkStar. That one I thought I was caught on a clump of weeds. I was jerking it like a jerk bait, and all of a sudden I just felt slack. And I felt weight. That's a chunky fish for this little pond right here. Like I said, throwing these glass rods gives them some time to react to those strong bites these fish give. That fish must have just charged it. Nice largemouth on that DarkStar. Let's
Get a shot of that bait hanging out of his mouth. Look at that.
Tell me she did not want that bait. Thanks, pup.
See you later.